What's up, YouTube? We're going to quickly do a video today on Dying Light and the performance it gets on an AMD based system. Now, I do happen to have an Intel CPU, but all my cards are AMD, and as you can see from the list here, I have 4 of them. Okay, I'm running 4 R9 290s, non-X versions, but these are overclocked to 1100 core and 1250 memory. Memory is pretty much stock. Now, what I've done is I've tested all of the combinations in Dying Light, and it only supports up to 2 GPUs. So that's what we're going to do here. We're just going to use 2 GPUs. We'll enable Crossfire and enable it for applications that do not have a profile for Crossfire, which Dying Light does not. So I want to quickly show you what I get, and we'll do a quick look at the system here. So this is my rig. It's got i7-4930K, Asus Rampage Extreme Black Series, 4 R9 290s. You got dual power supplies, 650s running the motherboard and CPU, and then I got a 1500 watt Enermax there running the cards, and then a full custom loop, and there's me. But yeah, 480 on top, 360 on bottom. Got my temperature there, the CPU, it's at, I can't see with the reflection, but I can see it's 36 degrees. So that's what we're running with. Not a slouch of a PC, I will say that much. Scores about 26,000 in Firestrike normal. So it's definitely up to the task of playing this game. But we're going to go ahead and turn it on here. I'm going to talk to you about what I usually get during the, I guess, tutorial of the game. Highest frame rate I've seen with 2 cards was 198. Lowest I've seen, or sorry, highest I've seen with 1 card was, what's it called? About 126. And this was the second you start the game and you walk out to the window and look out. That is where I've seen the max frame rates for both. But yeah, about average. Quiet for pal. So my dog's barking at something. The average frame rate inside, very beginning game. Ooh, what's happening here? That's a little funky. Oh, it's because I have it in 1920 by 1080. So we'll quickly do this. Oh, full screen's not on, that's why. Whoops. Okay, there. Here's full screen. And because of that, we don't have the little FPS counter in the corner. So I'm going to pause the video, I'm going to restart it, and get it up there for you. And there we are. You can see it at the bottom there. 30, obviously it's a pre-rendered sequence, so you're not going to see nothing. You know, honestly, with all these bullshit ports and the way they've been optimized for NVIDIA, they're not exactly wrong there for a second. I usually tend to favor AMD in terms of price performance. But I won't lie, I wouldn't mind 4 980s in this rig. Maybe someday soon. So there you go. 1700 frames. Done. This video is finished. It's just a menu. We'll quickly get into it though. A little bit of flickering I've noticed with Crossfire 2. Now it comes and then it's pretty much gone. This over here is a shadow mapping. Are we able to load from a save point? I wonder.
Ran into a guy who got trapped in one of the safe houses. I thought I could help him, but he'd already turned. Oh, the poor bastard. This is not.
Anyways, just sort of recapping. I don't think I can start the game over to show you the performance that I get in the building before you walk out. Like, it's super weird. You can walk up to the top of the building, see the entire world, and the frames stay up there. High 90s, low hundreds, shit like that. The second that you complete the tutorial in the same room that you're standing with the guy where you're getting over 100 frames per second, the second you finish that mission, you can go outside, 30. No idea why. Absolutely no idea why. Like, look at this. 40s, 50s, 70s, okay, you know, not bad. And here's why. And remember, this is a 1440p monitor, but I'm playing in 1920 by 1080 to give a broader example. A lot of people still play at that resolution, so that's what I'm going to play at. But here's my video settings. I got full screen 1920 by 1080. Texture quality high, everything high on, anti-aliasing, motion blur, the NVIDIA, whatever. None of this stuff changes performance at all. This does. Okay, view distance. Have a look at this. Okay, so we'll put it to max. Watch. Fucking 20. And, okay, look out in the distance. Nothing looks any different. Okay, so the way I used to do my videos on my Faco 5 channel was I would film the screen so you can get real world performance by seeing that little FPS counter down there. No degradation from like fraps or Bandicam or any of that stuff. I know sometimes the impact's minimum, but this is 100% what you will be getting. But anyways, over here you got, you know, all this stuff, details on that. Let's go ahead and put the draw distance to minimum. And remember what the foreground looks like here. You can go back in the video. But we'll just put it to minimum. Alright? You see a fucking difference? You see anything different? Nothing. Right? But look at the frames. They doubled. But still, for a rig like this, like I said, it's a 6-core 4930K. I got a 4.2 gigahertz. 16 gigs of Kingston HyperX Beast at 2400 megahertz, 4 R9 290s at 1100 megahertz core each. You know, I'm only running 2 right now, but I mean, like this computer, it's not a bitch when it comes to video games. However, when it comes to Dying Light, oh, it's just my wife's got an i7 930 with dual, what's it called? GTX 580 superclocks in it. It's an old rig, but it still runs super well. And because it's NVIDIA, it gets like 60 FPS in this fucking game. Like, it's pretty impressive that old little rig sitting over there runs games so well. But again, this is NVIDIA optimized, right? So what AMD is going to have to do is release a patch to make some better use of this game. I mean, okay, you know, here I'm sitting 80s, 90s when you look down, but there's no excuse. There's nothing groundbreaking about how this game looks that justifies a rig like this getting 50 FPS and having to put draw distance at minimum. Like, it's poorly optimized, is what it is. All the people with NVIDIA cards, like, they really got lucky, because this is an awesome game. I've only played it maybe, oh, fuck. God, maybe an hour. But I really like what I see. But you know what's going to end up happening? Is because I really want to enjoy this game at a more stable... I mean, this isn't bad. The settings are maxed. You know, 40s, 30s. It's not unplayable by any stretch of the word. But it is pretty annoying. I mean, I spent close to $8,000 building this computer. Like, I bought all the parts myself, waited for shit to go on sale, built the loop myself. You know, I spent a good chunk of money on this computer because I'm an enthusiast and you know, like, oh, come on, yes! How many times I fucking missed that the other night that I just shut the game off. But, you know, like, I enjoy PC gaming. If I didn't, I would just play my consoles. Which, for this game, I'm going to end up buying it for PS4 until they really update this, either the drivers for the AMD cards or not the engine for this, but release a patch that really lets the AMD architecture get used. Because, okay, look at the flickering of the blood on the screen, right? Like, it's far from perfect, is what it is. And, you know, as a gamer, there's plenty of people out there that went the cheaper route, like I did. I bought my first R9 when when the Bitcoin mining was at its peak using GPUs. And now, thank God, everyone's gone to using APUs, and the GPU market has really come down. But my first R9 was $630. Like, and that was at the beginning of this year, or sorry, last year. Probably around May, I think I bought it. And by the time I bought my fourth card, it was $330 shipped. So, at the time, GTX 780 Ti's were almost $1,000. You know? I would have loved to have gone NVIDIA, but it was the cheaper route. I mean, I didn't initially start off building this computer expecting it to turn into what it did, but over time and buying parts, it ended up becoming what it is. And, you know, there's lots of people out there that buy 280Xs, and they have one card, and it will get like 15 fucking frames per second in this game. Like, that's stupid. There's a lot of people out there that are missing out on being able to play this game on their computer because they ended up going AMD. And if they had a 760 or a 770 Ti, they would be getting really good frames. You know, like relatively decent frames, all things considered. Because they went AMD, or sorry, because they went NVIDIA. Oh, that's gonna blow up? So, yeah, if you're thinking of picking this up right now and you have an AMD-based system, like I do, look, 46 frames per second, and that's with 2 cards running. 2 R9 29s running, or 290s running, decent overclocks on them, one hell of a CPU. I mean, the 4930K is still a great CPU. This is pretty much an extreme setup, and I am barely cracking 60 FPS. Like, not even, depending where I look. If I look up, there you go, 170. But if I look at anything going on with view distance at minimum, it's having a rough time, you know? And so they really need to update either the drivers for the AMD cards, which I do not think is a problem. I think the drivers are fine. I think this game needs a patch to further utilize AMD, which may never even happen because it's designed around NVIDIA. Like, they paid more money than AMD could pay for them to cater this game to their architecture. So, yeah, to sum it up, if you're thinking about getting Dying Light and you have the option to get it on something other than PC, let's say you have an Xbox One or a PS4, if you really want to get the best out of your experience with the game, I suggest picking it up on one of them, at least until someone figures out a way to make this run properly, or you know, the developers release a patch. Because 38 frames per second on a computer like this it's pretty stupid. And I game at 1440p, like WQHD. This is just 1920 by 1080, and I'm just using it as an example. If I put it up to 1440p, which is what this monitor is native to, and even 4K, which this computer is designed to game at, it would be fucking horrible. It wouldn't work. You'd have to run minimum settings, and like I said, all these other settings do not change performance. Let's turn everything off, okay? And we'll just see what it changes to. I went from 38 to 39, 40-ish. Like, come on. This is stupid. Alright, well, that's my quick video I decided to make. Quick, 13 minutes, whatever. But yeah, I mean, the best of the best is getting fucking horrible performance. So if your computer's running this game like shit, don't feel bad, because it's really not your computer. It's the developers, and we're just gonna have to be patient. Anyways, thanks for checking out my video. If you like what you see, subscribe. Don't forget to leave a like. And yeah, stay tuned. We'll do more Dying Light videos as soon as patches come out. And you know, other games like that too. If you're curious on how things scale, I do videos on will it scale, and 1, 2, 3, and 4-way crossfire. And before you make a decision, check out my videos and go from there. Alright, thanks a lot, guys. Take it easy.